Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank the Chairman Harris and the Ranking Member Bishop, and of course, you, Mr. Cole, and of course, Ms. DeLauro. And I especially want to thank the committee staff that has worked on both sides very hard on this. I know this is a bill in progress, I understand that, but I want to talk about a couple of provisions that I worked on and funding that are important to my state and my district. First of all, I want to thank the committee for the strong investment in cattle health, including the funding to eradicate fever ticks for livestock and wildlife hosts. The cost share program for the construction and repair of livestock or game fencing on private land is critically important to contain the spread of quarantine areas and for protecting Texas ranchers. Thank you for that. I also want to say thank you for the important steps that we've taken to address the growing threat of the New World screwworm by expediting the treatment approvals. This is a proactive, common sense investment on biosecurity, and thank you for that. Along with that, I want to say thank you for the inclusion of the assessment of the operational capacity for the sterile Mexican fruit fly production facility at Moore Air Force Base, which is critical, making sure that we do the repairs, the modernization, the full operational capacity to make sure that we protect the specialty areas in our border region. Along with that, the work that you did for the avian influenza, as you know, we got to keep the prices of eggs down, and I think this will help us, and I want to thank you for the investment. Also want to thank, and I think Debbie and I and other folks know the support for the citrus greening research for citrus fruit along the border in Florida and other places for that. The work that y'all did, adding money for the to combat cotton pests, the whitefly, the feral swine, to help ensure that farmers can continue to produce the food and the fiber that our country depends on. Also, particularly to the border, the APHIS border inspectors play a very important role in protecting our country from invasive pests and diseases. And their personnel are so important because they're on the front line to make sure that we protect the United States from those pests and diseases, to make sure that we keep trade flowing, but at the same time, keep those bad pests away. And I appreciate the committee for encouraging USDA to exempt border inspectors from any federal hiring freeze that we have. Rural development is another area that's so important, the rural housing. I want to thank you for that, especially for the Section 504 home repair that is so important for the rural areas across the country itself. So thank you for that. There's one particular area that has to do with the farm labor housing provisions in the bill. Thank you for addressing that. Maintaining that funding and strengthening the program by requiring USDA to use data to identify gaps to direct resources to the highest needs. This language is important to make sure that we coordinate housing, healthcare, nutrition programs, and that we recognize that farm workers, and my father was a farm worker along with my mother, that we recognize the importance of farm workers to our agricultural economy. And thank you for providing, especially the safe housing and basic services. The Circuit Rider Program, Regional Technical Assistance, thank you for protecting that funding. The Grassroots Source Water Protected Program, again, is very important. Thank you for protecting that. And finally, one of the things that I also want to mention is the areas of the persisting poverty communities. This is something that Mr. Clyburn has been working on for many years, and I certainly want to follow his lead to make sure that we put the funding for the persistent poverty communities, the direction to increase investments and improve accountability of federal resources to reach those underserved areas. And with that, I know this is a work in progress, but I do want to thank the chairman, the ranking member, the staff for the work that you've done in this bill. Thank you, and I yield back, Mr. Chairman.